Hello everyone, thanks for joining me back on StubbleMeetsSteel. Well, it's almost time to send the proof razor back to my buddy that had it on loan, but I wanted to compare it to at least one or two more razors. And one of them that came to mind to me was the Ridge razor, or the one blade as it's called. Now, this particular razor, I felt that they were both similar, and they kind of both are advertised towards what I would consider cartridge razors that are looking to transition, or kind of one setting and just easy to grab razors that a person that's using cartridge razors can easily transition to. They both have kind of spring-loaded pivoting style heads. They're both lighter in weight, and they have different blade loading characteristics. The Ridge here takes this style, and they do use different style blades, so some would argue maybe this isn't the most fair comparison because they do use different blade formats. But for me, I thought it was a good comparison because, again, I just felt that they're similar razors that kind of are both in a niche that both the customers would be looking at kind of both of these razors. Price point depends on what you get. When I had purchased this Ridge version, it was $40, but if you get the one blade element, I think it's called, I want to say it ranges anywhere from like 80 to 100 depending on when you get it. So it just depends on what sale and whatnot you get. Whereas the proof, I'm not sure how much this Lockhart's version is in this particular color scheme, but I know the regular proof, if I remember right, is about 120. They're both lighter razors. The proof, if you're not familiar, uses half of a DE, or you can get the pre-split ones that they sell, and it's just held on by a magnet there. Whereas the Ridge one here, as I just showed you, is much easier. You just kind of slide the blade in the back. This is the high carbon blade that I'm going to use today. So although they both use different blade platforms, these to me are the best performing blades overall. My buddy Barry over at Texan Shaves said to take the high carbon blades and to cork it. And I agree with him. That kind of took the harsh or extra sharp edge that they had off of them, off the blades off for me, and it made it a little more enjoyable. And I have a Gillette Silver Blue snapped in half. That's pretty much currently my favorite sharp blade. So these are the sharpest blades that I can find that work well for me in these particular razors. So that's what I'm going to use today. For today's software, I'm trying to whittle through some of my samples, and this is a Yulay Mediterranean Breeze. It's funny, I have all these samples sitting around, and every time I buy samples, it's always interesting to me which ones you really gravitate towards once you finally get them. And this was actually a sample that I hadn't actually ordered originally. She had just sent me as a free gratuitous sample, and I was like, wow, that smells really good. So I ordered another sample of it because my daughter wanted to try it. And this is a fantastic summer scent to me. The main notes are definitely watermelon, and I do pick up a little bit of the lime. It has ocean air and mint, and I definitely pick up watermelon. It's definitely the strong fruity scent to it. And yeah, this is, for me anyways, one of the top scents that she offers. Really, really enjoy this one. I'll definitely be picking up a tub of this for sure. So I've got it all on my brush here. Let's get going. This is a kind of custom brush. A buddy had given me this handle, and I put a bow tie knot in it that has the purple tips. This is the 26 millimeter one. I also have that same knot in a 28, and I don't really like it as much. It doesn't splay nearly as well as this 26 does. And I've got it set as high as the loft will allow. So I think that's just the nature of it. All right, let's jump into it. Do the ridge on this side of the face. very easy to find the angle on this. You basically just kind of lay it flat to the face like that, and it works very well. I find that while the head does pivot on this, it's not counterintuitive or weird to get used to coming from a DE. I do really like the handle shape of this. I find that the kind of almost matte finish that the aluminum has offers grip. And the other high-end models, I want to say it's the Genesis, has this cut out, and I don't find that that's comfortable. I like how they did this one where there's just that kind of indentation there, because your fingers kind of sit right in there and it makes it comfy. They radius the edges very well. It makes for a comfy purchase. I haven't used the proof in a little bit. Let's see how that goes. Kind of comfortable in feel, honestly. Let's see how it feels on the neck here. Maybe a slight edge and smoothness there to the proof. I like the handle better on the Ridge razor, as I mentioned. Not crazy about the handle on the proof. I find the shape not my personal favorite. Not hard to hold on to, it's not slippery. It still has that same kind of matte finish to it that the Ridge does. I do find that the proof definitely likes the pressure, similar to a cartridge razor does. They get the head to pivot, and also likes a thinner lather. Whereas I mentioned in my other videos, probably works really well with just off the shelf can of foam, or like Cremo, King of Shaves, gel, something like that. And I think, in my opinion, that's kind of who they're going for with these proof razors. Is not so much the wet shaving enthusiast, but more somebody that's a cartridge razor user looking to step away from that platform. I had used some more aggressive slant razors yesterday, so I thought that this mild razor showdown would be well timed for today. Give my face a little bit of a break. Let's go in here for across the grain. Soap smells amazing. If you like watermelon scents and you like that outside fresh air at the ocean type smell, not necessarily saltwaterish smell, but just that fresh air that you get at the beach, really nice, really good scent by Van Yulay. Monica did a great job on this one. All right. Probably the best shave I've had so far with the proof razor. It's feeling extra smooth today. Again, tiny bit more blade feel with this ridge razor. If I'm more aware and really ride the top cap or the face of the razor as I showed, it definitely does smooth out. But in comparison to the proof is definitely feeling a little bit less blade feel and smoother. Nice across the grain path. Let's finish up here with against the grain. Really enjoying this scent. Really, really good watermelon. Finish up here with the proof against the grain. I definitely need to use more pressure to get the head of the proof to perform well. Very nice pass. Let's go ahead and wet my face a little bit, see where we're at. Feels like maybe there's a little bit less on the proof side. The question is, can we clean it up? All right, now let's try on the proof, or on the ridge side here. Seems like it doesn't want to pick up my tough spot right here. Let's see if I can get it with the proof. No, the proof doesn't get it either. All right, let me go ahead and get rinsed up, and I'll go over final thoughts of these two great razors. I'm all sprayed down with my witch hazel post shave. So what do I think about these two razors? How do they compare? What's my favorite of the two? Well, as I kind of mentioned throughout the shave, it definitely requires more pressure, literally pressure on the face to get this head to perform well. And I find for it to get through the lather, especially when I'm doing downward here, which is my against the grain on my neck, these spots here, obviously my neck isn't all that flat with my Adam's apple there. And I find that the proof doesn't want to get all the lather. It misses a lot of it. And I need to put a lot of pressure to get it to work. For me, now that I've been doing DE for a few years, I find it not as intuitive anymore. Had I just come from a cartridge, then I would find the proof a lot easier to use. I don't like the handle of this razor. To me, again, as I mentioned, just me being picky, but to me it feels like a 2x4. Yes, they did kind of round the edges here, so it's not sharp per se, but it never feels great in my hand is the simplest way I can put it. I love and hate the magnet as far as, yes, it's easy to load, but I haven't had the greatest luck with magnets myself. They usually tend to pop out. So longevity-wise, I'm curious to see how those magnets hold up in time. Handle-wise, I definitely, as I mentioned, I like the handle on this better. I find that it's much more comfortable. It just feels better in the hand, and always feels like it's in the right spot for me. It just kind of falls into that natural angle and just feels good. Speaking of angle, I definitely find that the ridge is easier to get in the appropriate shave angle. It does not want you to use a ton of pressure to get it to perform well, to get the head to move. It just does its thing, and it seems to do so very easily and intuitively. I kind of like the easier blade loading that they've done here with this particular razor. There's no magnets or anything to worry about. So I think longevity wise, I speculate that this will probably be more trouble-free, long haul. As far as efficiency wise, these are both mild razors. Again, just me being picky. I mean, I'm like 98% BBS here, but there's a few tougher spots like right here that neither razor could get. And as I mentioned, the high carbon blades are the sharpest offering. That for these, I find them sharper than the feather blades that a lot of guys use in these that these ship with also. And for me, this is my favorite. Like I said, the Gillette Silver Blue is my favorite sharp blade currently. So overall, just a little bit personal preferences. Because I like the handle and I find that the pivoting head works a little bit easier for me, I kind of like this overall. It has just a tiny bit more blade feel, but nothing over the top. From memory, I would say that it's less blade feel than the Parker Solo Edge, if I remember correctly. The proof did very well today. It was very, very smooth. It had less blade feel and was smoother to me than the Ridge was. So it depends on what type of razor you like. Again, if you're transitioning from cartridges, you would probably like the proof better because it feels more like a cartridge. It is a little bit smoother. There's almost no blade feel to it. So, for an everyday shaver, if you have a little bit more mild beard than me, probably work great for you. Probably be able to get BBS very easily with it. If like a Rockwell 6C 3-plate easily gets you BBS, then these razors, both of them, would probably be, more than sufficient for you. If you require like a Rockwell 4, 5, or 6 for everyday shaves to get BBS, you're probably going to find both of these too mild. That's just my take on it. But I like both of these. Price point, you know, I got this, like I said, for 40. For 40, this is a home run compared to the 120 for me personally. This would be my pick. You know, I do like the smoothness of this, but I'm just not a fan of the handle. I'm not in love with the magnets. And price point, I feel that they kind of overreached. I think that, you know, for me personally, it should be more in like the $80 to $100 range, but that's just my 2 cents. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed today's comparison, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway razor, so keep your eye out for that. I'll be doing that soon. Check my comments section below for the info on the video. I have some razors for sale, both modern and vintage. See if there's anything there that interests you, some coupon codes. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope to talk to everybody soon in the comments, and stay tuned. I got some more stuff coming. I've got 3 straight razors coming back that were just recently sharpened, one of which is my great-grandfather's razor, so I look forward to getting that back. So I'll be doing the second video on my straight razor journey, so look for that. All right, I'll talk to everybody soon. Take care.